Welcome back, friends, to another tragic tale in our true crime series, Why Did They? This one is an ongoing trial, so buckle up. Have you ever boarded an Uber, trusting the faceless app and the stranger behind the wheel? Join us as we unravel a harrowing tale that underscores the vulnerability each of us faces when we step into a rideshare. It's a chilling crossroads of fear and trust, a story that's both compelling and cautionary. Today, we uncover the chilling story that unfolded June 16th, 2023 in the city of El Paso, Texas. Our story centers on Daniel Piedra, a hardworking and jovial man of 52, a former mechanic turned Uber driver following a knee injury. Known for his uplifting spirit, he was the kind of person who could turn your frown into a smile, a beacon of light in the lives of many. Barely 3 weeks into his new job as an Uber driver, Daniel found joy in his work, meeting new people each day, spreading cheer one ride at a time. But one fateful ride changed everything. His passenger was Phoebe Copas, a 48-year-old woman visiting from Kentucky. With an intended destination of El Paso's Mission Valley, a seemingly ordinary journey began. However, a simple road sign ignited a spark of fear in Copas. She saw the sign for Juarez, a Mexican city, and believed that she was being kidnapped, taken against her will across the border into Mexico. Perhaps visions of sex trafficking and forced drug addiction to keep her compliant as she was repeatedly abused flashed in her mind. Or maybe she simply was looking for any excuse to commit a cold-blooded murder. We may never know, but we certainly hope for justice to be served, whatever the truth may be. Phoebe Copas allegedly grabbed a handgun from her purse and shot Daniel Piedra multiple times in the back of the head while he was driving. The vehicle jolted violently, zigzagging uncontrollably before it slammed with bone-jarring force into the unforgiving steel barriers that lined the freeway. Rather than calling for help, Copas allegedly took a photo of the wounded Piedra and sent it to her boyfriend. It wasn't until after sending this picture that she dialed 911, making me wonder what could possibly motivate a person to take a picture of a freshly deceased corpse that they took the life of. Daniel was rushed to the hospital and put on life support, clinging to life, but the doctors held no hope for his recovery. Didi Lopez, Daniel's niece, shared the heartbreaking decision his family had to make. They had to let him go. It's devastating, and it has wrecked us so much, Didi Lopez said. It's something that shouldn't have happened. My aunt did not want to see him suffer, but honestly, we don't think that we made the decision to disconnect him. That decision was made for him the second that those bullets went into his head. Copas was arrested and is now being held on a $1.5 million bond, facing a murder charge for her alleged actions. But questions remain. Why did Copas not ask questions or voice her fears before resorting to violence? What could have happened that made her so afraid that she didn't even think twice about taking the life of a stranger? We should also ask, could there be a more sinister narrative being sold that isn't even true? Her family and attorney have been striving to represent her case, citing self-defense as the reason for the shooting. Copa's attorney, Matthew James Kozik, explained the sequence of events during a court hearing. Copas had requested the Uber to take her to Speaking Rock Casino and felt threatened when Garcia started driving erratically and insinuating they were headed to Juarez, a destination she did not want to go to. When she tried to exit the car, she found the doors and windows were locked. Her boyfriend, J.C. Knott, testified that the gun used in the incident belonged to him and that Copas, who is licensed to carry a weapon in Kentucky, was in the possession of his firearm at the time. Knott was also the one who pulled Copas out of the locked car after the shooting took place. Kozik argued that a negative portrayal of Juarez in the national media exacerbated Copas' fear of being kidnapped. Several news articles, some dating back to 2017, were presented that depicted the border as extremely dangerous. In fact, Copas' father, Lester Johnson, has started a Give, Send, Go account to raise funds for her legal fees and bail. The family is asking for financial help, prayers, and understanding during this challenging time. He has even gone as far as to say that she was only protecting herself, and he has alleged that the guards, the legal system, the inmates, etc., literally want to hurt, harm, and even kill his daughter. He added that she was recently hospitalized with major complications because her food is being thrown away and medication is being given to her dissolved in a glass of water, so she has no idea what or how much she is taking. She has recently had heart surgery, Johnson said, and they are refusing to give her heart medicine. All of this leaves us to wonder what actually happened that day on that Uber ride. Who is trying to cover up the truth? And perhaps more importantly, what security measures, such as dash cams, could have prevented this horrific outcome? Copas went before a jail magistrate judge recently to appeal the $1.5 million bail that had been set. During the 2-hour hearing, Copas' family portrayed her as a community-oriented woman who is always ready to help and who cares for her disabled daughter. They contend that her actions were out of fear for her own safety. Her father has stated that the officials, police, detectives, the court system, have all determined that his daughter is guilty even before a trial, and that she shot the Uber driver in self-defense after she asked him a number of times to stop and let her out of the car, but he refused. Johnson said that his daughter felt that her life was in danger and that she was being kidnapped because of the actions of that man as he drove. He had the doors on child lock and the windows were also locked, preventing her from escaping the car. The magistrate judge, however, did not lower Copas' bond, only adjusted it. She is now required to post at least 10% of a $500,000 cash or surety bond and the remaining amount in the form of a $1 million personal recognizance bond. If released, she would be required to live in her hometown of Tompkinsville, Kentucky, abstain from alcohol or drugs, and not possess a firearm. In the wake of this tragedy, Daniel's family started a GoFundMe campaign to cover the hospital and funeral expenses, raising about $70,000 to date. The campaign sheds light on Daniel's life, revealing him as the sole provider for his family. The echoes of this story resonate, leaving a chilling reminder of the devastating consequences when fear and impulse take control. How can we encourage empathy, understanding, and communication to prevent such tragedies? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Now, let's delve deeper into the aftermath and the ensuing investigation. As the authorities investigated, their findings contradicted Phoebe Copas' claim of a kidnapping. The El Paso police issued a statement saying that the investigation did not support that a kidnapping took place or that Piedra was veering from Copas' destination. Furthermore, they highlighted that the incident did not occur near a bridge or any port of entry to Mexico, intensifying the skepticism surrounding Copas' version of events. So why did she react with such a lethal, irreversible action? As Copas sits in the El Paso County Jail, a cloud of questions continues to hang over this case. Questions that may only be answered in the courtroom. This chilling incident is a stark reminder of a wider issue. In 2023 alone, a spate of shootings across the U.S. victimized individuals going about their ordinary lives, casting light on the flood of guns in the country and raising questions about America's lax firearms laws and permissive self-defense statutes. Also, the rideshare industry may need some more of our attention as a society. The staggering numbers prove that. Uber revealed it had received 5,981 reports of sexual assault involving passengers and drivers in the 2 years prior, including 464 reports of rape, while 20 people were killed in assaults and 101 died in crashes. Uber's report claimed that riders accounted for 56% of the reporting parties of sexual assault incidents, and drivers made up 42%. Lyft released its sexual assault data showing 4,158 incidents, including 360 rape reports over a 3-year period. It also reported 10 deaths from physical assaults that occurred on its platform over the 3 years. We can and we have to do better. But how? What are ways to overcome this terrifying trend? Amidst this tragedy, the memory of Daniel Piedra shines through. His family and friends remember him as a beacon of positivity and a hardworking provider. Touched by his vibrant personality, one of his passengers even visited him in the hospital, a testament to the joy he spread in his brief stint as an Uber driver. He was always the one that if he saw you in a bad mood, he'd come over and try to lift you up, his niece told El Paso Times. His spirit continues to inspire those who knew him, and now, even those who didn't. An examination of Phoebe Copas' Facebook page reveals a barrage of public outrage and judgment. The comments range from expressing sympathy for the victim's family, questioning the rationale behind her actions, and even speculating about a possible racist motive. Araceli Y. Argueta writes, "If she really felt unsafe, she obviously had her phone to contact Uber and local police. Instead, she shot an innocent man making a living and took a picture of him after she shot him. Was it poor judgment or a racist motive? We will never know. I do hope that the driver's family gets justice." Others expressed their concern about the extent of the damage caused, the potential consequences for Copas, and their support for the Piedra's family. The overwhelming sentiment, however, seems to be one of anger and a demand for justice, with many calling Copas a murderer and hoping she will face severe punishment. The comments, while reflective of public opinion, bring us back to the broader questions surrounding this case. What led to this shocking incident? And what measures can be taken to prevent such tragedies in the future? The need for answers grows more pressing as the debate rages on. As we conclude this tragic narrative, we are left contemplating the price of fear, impulse, and misunderstanding. "We just want justice for him. That's all we're asking," says his niece. What are your thoughts on this tragic case? Could this horrifying event have been avoided? How can society work to prevent such fear-driven incidents? Please share your thoughts and let's strive together for a world where empathy and understanding prevail over fear and violence. In conclusion, the unsettling case of Phoebe Copas and Daniel Piedra underscores the urgent need for a comprehensive review of safety measures in the context of public transport services, particularly rideshare platforms. This incident serves as a stark reminder that both passengers and drivers can find themselves in unforeseen and high-stakes situations, ultimately testing the boundaries of human fear and survival instincts. In the wake of such circumstances, it is incumbent upon us to promote a discourse that bridges understanding and empathy between all involved parties. The case calls for the rideshare industry, the public, and the legal system to collaboratively address safety, communication, and fair legal proceedings. As we follow the development of this case, let's use this as an opportunity to push for enhanced safety standards and promote dialogue that fosters mutual respect and understanding without prejudice. Because at the end of the day, a safer society benefits us all. Stay safe, stay alive, and come back next week for more.